Guys, welcome back. So now we're going to be looking at the Kali Linux tools, right? So let's say it's your first time running Kali Linux. Maybe you've finished installing Kali Linux and then you're wondering, okay, what exactly can you do within Kali Linux? What options do we have in Kali Linux? We will find out, okay, this tool, they always talk about it, they say it's a powerful tool, but you have no idea where to start. So let's start with a tool, a feature that's inside the Kali Linux, which is called the MSF console. MSF console. So I want to use MSF console to attack. I know this metasploitable, it is a vulnerability. So I want to utilize that exploit from the MSF console to exploit the vulnerability that's in the metasploitable system. So first, we need to find out the version of the ports that the system is running, the application that is running. So which tool are we, which system are we attacking? We're attacking the metasploitable, right? We know the IP address of the metasploitable. Let me run Nmap to find out the ports that are running on the metasploitable and then the version of those ports so that I can see, okay, that particular version, does it have a known vulnerability? So if it already is a known vulnerability, you find that MSF console already is an inbuilt exploit that I can utilize to attack the metasploitable system. Instead of me building my own exploit, of which I might not be that good in development or in scripting, but I can utilize the tools that are already out there to attack any vulnerable system, right? So I'm using the Nmap to find out the ports that are running and then the version. So let me say nmap-a, and then we got a -t.4. So the -a, nmap-a, the -a, what it does, it looks for what operating system is running on that machine, what the trace route also does, the trace route, it also does the versioning. So that's why I'm using the -a now. And then the T4 is for the speed, how fast you want this scan to be. If you want it to be very fast, you put it on T5. If you want it to be slower, the I think it's a 0 or a 1. And then the standard one, the normal one, I think it's a T3. So I want this one to be a bit faster. And then the -n, I usually use it for, I don't want this scan to start resolving domain names to IP addresses, of which it will take forever. So I want to skip that part. I don't want you to do it, right? -p is for the ports. Let's say you have specific ports that you want to scan. You can't use a -p and then specify, I want to scan from 21 to 23. But sometimes you just want to scan everything, right, from a system. You can just leave it blank like that. Just leave it without specifying the P. But I want to scan these specific ports, 23. And then in the end, we need the IP address of the system that we're scanning, which is 192.168.1. I think it's a 40.129. Let's go. So I press play. So now Nmap will scan that device, look for version, look for OS discover, what we call the OS discovery, and then also do the trace route. So the -a, it does a lot. Also looks for, I think, for vulnerabilities, like different vulnerabilities, OS discovery, and also the trace route. So you can see now I'm getting detailed information about this particular system. You can see number one, it says host is up, meaning that the host is running, is using this IP address, it's available, right? And then the port, you can see port 21 is open, and then the service, it is an FTP, and then the version. Oh, that's very interesting information here, right? Because this, we all know that the VSFTPT, maybe not all of us, but most hackers, they know that this version of FTP, it is a vulnerability, it is a well-known vulnerability, right? So I want to, that's an interesting information. So I want to start there. So I want to say search. So I want to use the database of the MSF console to find out if it has an exploit that I can use, right? So VSFTPD. So as you can see, I'm running my script down here. Search, what am I searching? I'm searching for this because I found the version, right? Where is that part? The version, this is the version. I want to find out if this version of FTP, does it have any vulnerabilities that I can utilize, that I can exploit? All right. Okay, looks like it does have, you can see there is one here, which is a backdoor, right? So I want to use that one. So I can type, I say use space, and then I'm lazy to type this entire thing, so I can just quickly copy it, right? This is the copy that, and then you paste it somewhere here, paste, and then I say yes, no payload configured is fine. So this is the exploit that I'm using, right? So instead of building or running or developing my own exploit, I'm utilizing the existing exploit to attack that metasploitable system there. So now, let's say you want to know more information, say show options, right? So it shows me options. I need a remote host. The remote host or the other host will be the system that I'm attacking. So let me say set 192.168.40.129, which is the IP address of the system that I'm attacking, right? Which is this system, the metasploitable, right? And then the exploit that I'm using, I'm utilizing this exploit, which is a Unix FTP VSF TPD234 backdoor. So I want to use a backdoor attack. I want to find myself inside the metasploitable system, right? All right, let's see what information is there. Says unknown what? Okay, I think I was supposed to say, let me just do this. Set, I typed in the wrong command, remote host. So I'm not going to edit this so you can see all of the mistakes. I know like when some teaching this, they will just edit everything so you won't see the mistakes and stuff. So I will leave it like that so that you can see how it actually happens when we are conducting a pen test, because there are always things always go wrong, like things always go south and then we fix it, right? So, right, you see I managed to set that one up, and then the command that I was missing is the error host. As you can see, it gave me an error there. All right, so I know that's the system that I'm attacking. Let me say exploit. So meaning that I'm throwing in, I'm saying, okay, Kali or MSF attack this system, which is 192.168.40.129. Attack it using this exploit. This is the exploit. Okay, that's why I'm typing here the command exploit. So you can see, wow, good information, backdoor service is spawned, meaning that I've found myself inside there. User ID, root. Oh, that's interesting. I'm in as a root. And then you can see command shell session 1 opened, which is 192.168.40. You see, this is the IP address of my Kali, right? I've gained a command shell access to this system, which is 129. And then under which port? Under port 6200. Right? So you can see the date also there. And then now I'm inside the metasploitable system. Let me show you something. Let me say ls. You see all of that information. So the listing, the information. This is the metasploitable system. I can also say where am I? Let me see. You can see I am a root. I'm root, meaning that I'm an administrator, right? So in Kali we call it in Linux we call it the root. The administrator is the root. So I have those privileges. What else can I do? Let me say cat/etc/password and see what's inside the password part there. You can see I have all this interesting information of the passwords. I can see the username, the users of this system. You can see there's MSF admin, their home, pin page. That's the username and the password of that particular user. So right now I'm inside. I've remotely accessed, or I have found myself inside the metasploitable system using the backdoor attack, right? So there is so much you can do within Kali. There are so many tools. All right, let me say exit. I think I'm done here. Let's say exit again. All right, now the tool that I want to quickly show you is the we say the Wireshark, right? Let's start the Wireshark. The Wireshark is more of like, let me say main Wireshark, so you can see main Wireshark, right? It's a GUI network protocol analyzer. It lets you interactively browse packet data from a live network or from a previously saved capture. So let's say now you have found yourself inside an organization, right? Let's say maybe via tailgating or whichever method you use to find yourself in an organization. But now what you want to do is to listen to traffic, right? You want to listen to traffic that is moving from one device to another device. We can use a Wireshark to listen, right? So let me say Wireshark. So for example, let's say someone is accessing a website, a banking website, and then maybe the communication or the line is not secure. You tap into that line. You want to capture the passwords. You want to see what is their username and what's their password. I can use the Wireshark to collect that information. So on Kali, you can start Wireshark by just typing Wireshark within the within the shell there, within the terminal. So we have different cards here. We have the Ethernet 0 and then Bluetooth. So I want to use this one. So I'm monitoring traffic using the Ethernet 0. So that's the one that I'm using. And then I think I need to start another. I need to create another. Okay, let me use this one. Yeah. Okay, let me say clear. All right, so now I want to remotely access this metasploitable system using telnet, and then Wireshark will be listening for that communication. I want to see if I'll be able to collect the username and password that I'll be typing for this system. So telnet is a tool that is used for, okay, let me just say main telnet, so you can see information about telnet. Okay, name, description is a command used for interactive communication with another host using the telnet protocol. It begins, okay, blah, blah, blah. So the telnet, let's say I'm at home and then at work they call me and say, okay, the router is down. So I don't want to go to work. I want to remotely access the router, or I want to remotely access any device, or something's wrong within the network but I can still telnet to that. So I can telnet or remotely access that device using telnet. So telnet, I want to remotely access this device using telnet. But the whole idea of this is that we know that telnet is not secure. So I want to capture the packets that will be moving from my Kali box to the Metasploitable using the Wireshark. So I can be able to read the communication or see the password, the username and the password, right? So that's what I'm using now. That's what I want to do now. There we go. So trying 192.168.40.129 connected to, see, managed to connect. There is the Metasploitable systems prompting me for my username, msf admin, msf admin. That's the password. You see, I'm inside now that system, right? But that's not what we're here for, this is very interesting, right? We managed to telnet to this Metasploitable. Yes, it's interesting, but what we're looking for is, did we manage to capture the username and the password? So here's the Wireshark. Within the Wireshark, you can filter your packets, right? You can, let's say, you can see there's so many protocols. Let's say now I want to focus only on the telnet protocol and see the communication that happened there under telnet. Let me say telnet. All right, the other thing is you can see this line becomes red because the command that I've typed in the Wireshark doesn't understand it. But once the command is the correct one, this line has to change color into green, so that it means that Wireshark now it recognizes the information that we're typing in there. You can see telnet, it means that now it becomes green, it recognizes that. Then I can say enter, and then you can see now the protocols that I'm seeing are only of telnet. So I can maybe right click any of these telnet. Okay, let me see which one. Let me just right click any of these and then say follow the TCP traffic, and then there, voila, you can see now we managed to capture the password. There is the password, there is the username. So log in with MSF. So we have all that information now. So we can now log into that system as if we are that person who was logging into that system. You see how powerful telnet is, how powerful Wireshark is. So Wireshark is mainly used by the network engineers just to monitor their network, but now it's also used by the security professionals to collect or to monitor or to see the traffic that is moving from one device to another device and then use that information. Okay, I can also filter here by IP address. You can see I can filter with this IP address. Double equal sign means the IP address must be equal to the one that I've typed in. So meaning that here on this platform, I want to filter using this IP address. Let's say filter. You can see I have 2020. Let me say click that and then say follow TCP stream. You can see all that information there. All right, guys, my video has become way too longer than I expected, but thank you for watching. I hope this was informative. I have other videos that I will be going through, like in terms of like using the Wireshark, what options you have, and then also understanding different tools that we have inside the Kali, not only Wireshark, sorry, but inside Kali. Like all the tools that are inside Kali, we can go through them.